It's Friday, November 8th, 2013, and let's talk about what happened this week over at xdadevelopers.com. First up, as expected, there are a slew of Android 4.4 builds now available. XDA recognized contributor Houston put out a build for the LG Optimus G, and actually he's put out several builds. In the earlier builds, there were some issues with the Wi-Fi and with the external SD card, but those things appear to have been fixed at this point, and eventually this should turn into an official Paranoid Android build for the LG Optimus G. XDA senior member PabX put together a build for the Sony Xperia Z, which comes with a couple of relatively minor bugs. The first one, when you go in to select what carrier you want to use, if you actually go into the menus and look up, which carrier, which network to be on, I think the bug was that it would hang trying to search through that, so you may just not want to do that immediately unless you absolutely have to. And there was an issue syncing the calendar on Android 4.4, which apparently can be fixed by rebooting the device twice. Keep in mind though, this will only work on unlocked devices and it requires a full wipe, so maybe don't go trying it on your daily driver just yet unless you're ready to just drop everything. Most of you I know are not the kind of people that are really going to be too bothered by this. You've either got backups or most of your stuff is in the cloud. In my case, for the grand majority of stuff, it's all in the cloud and I can just re-download it when I'm on Wi-Fi, or if I've got enough data, I can do it on that too. And the last build I wanted to mention actually really jumped out at me because it's for a device that is not a new device. XDA recognized developer Quarks put out a build for the Motorola Defy. Yes, released in January 2010, running Android 2.1 Eclair. The Defy is now running Android 4.4. Now again, keep in mind, this is going to be an alpha, very, very early build. It's not ready for prime time. But from some of the people in the thread, it appears that it is working pretty well. I mean, definitely respectably well for a device released several years ago at this point. So yeah, it's really amazing to see that many AOSP-based source builds available for Android 4.4, but realistically, this is XDA. We're not terribly surprised to see that many. It's just nice to see. And I'm sure there are more than that available. Those are the ones that were mentioned on the portal, so those are the ones that I talk about. As always, I'm going to go ahead and mention this here like I always do. If you are interested in running one of these builds on your device, make sure to go check out the associated forum thread. There will be individual stories for each of the builds I've mentioned so far, so you can go look at the portal post and the forum thread to get all the details and see if anybody's having issues out of them. Now moving right along, there were a couple of leaked builds that came out this week. In the first one, XDA senior member The Orange Remixed leaked out Android 4.4 for the T-Mobile Moto X. There were apparently a few bugs related to calling and data not quite working right, but a full wipe of the device made everything work just fine. So yeah, if you're on T-Mobile and you're running a Moto X, you may want to go take a look at this. Of course, it's going to be a leaked over-the-air type update, so it's not going to have anything custom to it. And additionally, XDA recognized developer Faryab posted an update to the earlier leaked build of Android 4.3 for the International Galaxy S3. But the big difference to this one is it does not have KNOX on it. It's got the exact same build number and everything, but no KNOX, which sort of makes you wonder if Samsung is kind of pulling away from doing that. Maybe the Galaxy S3 is too old of a device for it. Maybe the specs don't meet up with what is necessary for it. Maybe enough people just complained that they didn't want KNOX that they pulled it out. But one way or another, if you're running the i9300, and I'm certainly hoping that's the international one, my brain is not working 100% at the moment, so I'm going to continue saying international. If you're running the i9300 though, go ahead and check out that thread for details as well. Now moving right along, excellent post was put up on Google Plus this week by CyanogenMod. Just a couple of months ago, CyanogenMod 10.2 nightlies became available. Well, at this point, CyanogenMod 10.2 M1, milestone release candidate, whatever else you want to call it, it has now been pushed to the repositories for a lot of devices, which means before too much longer we'll see the milestone 2 and then eventually CM 10.2 stable. This will bring Android 4.3 to a large number of people, but that's not all. They also announced this week that CyanogenMod 11 is in the works. They've gone ahead and started the source tree for CM 11, bringing in Android 4.4 sources, so if you want to know more about what's going on there, you can always check out what they're doing over on Google+. Don't ask for ETAs, because that's not how CyanogenMod works. And sticking in that exact same vein of Android 4.4, which seems to be a recurring theme, and it will be probably for the next month or so, there was a story that showed up on the portal this week talking about a mystery build of Android 4.4 that showed up in the Chromium build tracker. And what do we know about it other than that? Not a thing. In all honesty, having some experience with the Nexus 5 at this point, I would say hopefully it has some bug fixes for the camera, some performance fixes for the camera maybe, and hopefully some battery life improvements, because so far the Nexus 5 camera and battery have been, let's say, a bit of a weak spot, at least in terms of software. So hopefully this isn't just some random build that has gotten mentioned over there in passing that doesn't actually exist. Hopefully this will actually turn into something that'll be useful, bug fixes, updates, critical something. And also the last thing to mention here, a forum was added for Motorola's Project Ara, as well as their MDK, their Module Developers Kit. So if you're interested in talking more in the developer community about Project Ara, or learning more about developing modules for it, head on over to that forum for all the details. And if you hadn't noticed, 3 other videos were posted to XDA Developer TV this week. The first one was an exposed video talking about Gravity Box and how you can get Pi controls and a bunch of other neat little tweaks on your device. Then I made a video showing you how to root and unlock the Nexus 5 using Chainfire's CF Auto Root, and TK did another Android app review showing you Call Pop Out. So for the links to those videos and all of the other stories I talked about, make sure to check out the box down below the video. That's the video description. At the bottom of that box, you can find the links to my YouTube channels where you can see some more coverage on the Nexus 5, some stuff about Linux, whatever else I decide to talk about. And do keep in mind, if you like this video, you can hit the like button down below the video. We definitely won't mind. You can also subscribe to receive our content as soon as it becomes available. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again on Monday.